Met one of the Tulsa police officers who saved a life over the weekend. Doctors say if it wasn't for them and their training, the outcome would have been much different. 2 Works for You reporter Giselle Puente is live in West Tulsa with more on this heroic act. Giselle.
Brian, this is where Officer Ramsey and another officer responded to the 911 call this weekend. Officer Ramsey tells me that if it wasn't for his training and that first aid kit, that outcome would have been very different.
What Officer Talley did is he held his hands down, kept his thigh down. We did it nice and tight, and then we started spinning it.
Tulsa police officer Charles Ramsey explains how he helped a man from bleeding out this past weekend. While some people are calling him a hero, Officer Ramsey is humbled and says his fellow officers would have done the same.
I don't like to use the word hero because it's just I was at the right spot at the right time, and I had a tourniquet and I knew how to use it.
Officer Ramsey and another officer found the man lying unconscious at this West Tulsa apartment, bleeding from his leg after breaking through his glass door and falling from a flight of stairs. If it wasn't for the officers and their training, the situation could have been worse.
You know, all these officers made a real sacrifice to be able to get these skills, and so I'm just proud to see my classmates be able to go out and make a difference.
Major Ryan Perkins is one of the instructors for the Emergency Medical Technician course at TCC. He says Officer Ramsey had just completed his 6-month training, which came into play this weekend. On top of that, all officers are now required to carry a first aid kit since 2014.
We've had several Halo chest seals used in stabbing and shooting victims throughout the city of Tulsa, and this is the 2nd or 3rd tourniquet usage that's been assayed.
This was the 3rd time Officer Ramsey saved a life on duty, and he says thanks to the tools the department provides, he's able to respond in a more efficient manner.
Now we can bridge those critical few minutes from when we get there to advanced life support get there. We can try to do the best we can, at least help get that process started.
So what's next for Officer Ramsey? He tells me he's taking an advanced EMT course. He says you can never be too prepared to save a life. In West Tulsa, Giselle Puente, 2 Works for You.
Okay.